get ready for a season, it is necessary to designate which days are available for sign-up. To do this, a roster admin needs to log into the system. Upon doing so, they'll default to the calendar page. Before continuing, it's useful to look at the season to make sure that we're looking at the right season. On this page, we'll see a couple of links here, add weekends and add weekdays. Both of these links have the same inputs and workflow, but each only adds days to the weekend days or the weekdays as the name implies. For our demonstration, we'll work with the add weekends option. Clicking this brings us to the patrol day create page. In here, it's going to default us to the start and end dates of the season. Now, you're not stuck with these, but you can easily change them. Let's do May. There. Now the system is going to create days on the weekends for each of those weekends that are between these dates inclusive. Before we save it though, we're going to want to set some defaults that represent a typical patrol day, i.e. how many patrollers do we need as a minimum, how many as a maximum, and how many trainees we can accept for a given day. The other thing that we're going to want to do is specify which areas we're going to be allowing people to patrol in. So in this case here, since we're setting up for the summer, we're going to add in patrol day on foot and on bike. Now if we just left the top row selected, we would be setting the system up so that the user admins could modify what areas people are in. But because we've selected the user option, this means that a regular patroller can sign up and then change which area they want to be in. This allows them to tell us what they can do, and we can adapt to that. Okay, when we hit the save button, this is going to create our days, and here we see each of the weekends now has a little list, and we can click on them and see our default values set here. Because the first area was that in our list was unspecified, that is the default. To sign up here, it's pretty straightforward. People will just click roster on, and then the person is signed up. And if I hover over it as a patroller, I can see that I can change this. Now, if there's not enough options for the user to change to, i.e. we've only given them one area, this change won't exist. But in this case, we have 3 options, so the person can go in here and change what they're going to do for that day. There, now John Locke is going to be on bike patrol for that given day. So now one thing that shows up in this is that there is a bug. That is, if the person is rostering on for the first time in the season, this initial change area will be blank. Okay, in order to overcome that, all they need to do is re-click on that day, and this refreshes the pop-up and shows the change option. Alright, so this is the lowest common denominator for a typical patrol day. The next thing that we're going to want to be able to do is to change it so that if we have something specific on a day that we can add more people in and so forth. To do this, we pick the day that we want to work on. Let's say the following weekend we're going to need more people. Click the pencil to edit the day and change our values. So let's say we're going to need more people, 15, because it's a safety day. Okay, now we save that. We come back here to that day. We can see that there's more people, more spaces allowed, and what it's for. This might not always be the best way to do things. Let's say we have an event that's happening in parallel. So it's not just a matter of needing more people, but there's actually a specific area that we want people to sign on to. Let's say on the Sunday we're going to have something specific. We're going to have a race. So what we're going to want to do here is we're going to create the days using our create day system. Now remember, the days are inclusive, so we go to May 26th to May 26th. So it's only going to create it for one day. And we need a minimum of 5 people, a maximum of 7, no trainees because it's a special event. And let's say that we're going to have it as the high alpine zone. Okay. Now, since there's only one option, it's only going to have one value. So we hit that save. It's going to create a second day on that day. And now when we select that, we can see what we have available to us. So here is the original one, which makes it selectable for a number of different options. And here is the alpine zone. So rostering on is the same as before. same coloring scheme, and so forth. Now these people roster on here are for that high alpine zone, and that's it. Getting set up for the season is definitely an essential step to effectively administering this site. And that although it seems a little bit involved, you only need to do this once per season and maybe a couple of tweaks along the way. So not too bad. Thank you.